And first thing, what I want to do is I want to welcome His Excellency from Sikkim, Dr. Kadal, because the state of Sikkim, which is in the northeast of India, surrounded by the beautiful Himalaya, it was accepted to be part of the 25+5 SDG cities initiative. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can I go ahead, sir?
Please do.
Your Excellency, I am very much grateful that you allow me to speak on the inaugural session, first speaker in the inaugural session. Your Excellencies, participating dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, I am highly delighted to be the part of the second annual conference being held virtually today. It is a great opportunity for me to participate on behalf of Sikkim on the inclusion of Gangtok city for being included in 25+5 cities for taking up various schemes under SDG goals. I extend my greetings from the lap of Mount Kanchenjunga, which is the third highest peak in the world and highest peak in India. Gangtok city came up in the middle of 19th century and now extended in the periphery from small town to big city. It is pertinent to mention that Gangtok is a mountainous city and Sikkim is located in the eastern part of the mighty Himalaya. Keeping SDG goal in view and targets, Gangtok is addressing environmental, social, economical issues, including conservation of cultural heritage, since Gangtok is located in mountainous region. To fulfill the goals for the planning, which includes the managing services which are done in urban areas and peri-urban areas together, integrating both the locations. The state government is putting the efforts and initiative to implement circular economy in Gangtok city and periphery for achieving SDG goals. The state is endowed with 48% of green coverage, which is the highest in the world. The state government has preserved the Gangtok city with parks and gardens, green notified areas, clean water supply, cleanness and addressing the health issues. The cultural sites are highly preserved for future posterity. So far, the state government has accomplished 6 SDG goals, namely clean water and sanitization, affordable clean energy, economic growth, climate actions, life on the land, including partnership with various national and international organizations for these accomplishments. Preservation and conservation of heritage, traditional values, ethnicity, and traditional practices with the indigenous knowledge are highly and rightly preserved within the state and in Gangtok town. Gangtok town is covered under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Smriti Ban, which means memorial forest, memorial trees planted in the name of beloved King of Public of Gangtok and non-government organization. Vulnerability mapping is already done. Spring shade management and promoting green entrepreneurship is in high in agenda. The state government is excited to be the part of the mission to fulfill the SDG goals and target areas by 2030. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dakal, and give our best regards to your team. We were, as I said earlier on, most impressed how dedicated the city and the state has already outlined the different goals you want to achieve. It is almost as detailed as our friends in Mendoza have done already years ago. And we are very much looking forward in working with you, trying to help you and to learn from you and your team. Thank you very much.
You're great. Great. Thank you very much to you too.
Pleasure. And then let me lead back to Gareth, who is our lighthouse when it comes to health. He's not only our lighthouse, but Pope Francis had asked him in March when the world was alerted about COVID-19 to create a newsletter to share with the world, which got translated into 10 languages every week, what we can see and what we don't see, what should be judged on the current developments, and then most important, 3 concrete suggestions what could be done that week for us on an individual level, for the hospitals in town, and for the senior citizen homes. Thank you, Gareth, again for this amazing initiative, which was as well backed by your fantastic experts. And that is the reason that we want to start this year with all of you, because without your knowledge, without your support and the advice, we would be in a different stage. Thank you, Gareth.
Thanks very much, Roland. Grateful for the introduction, and thanks to Secondly, Mr. Dackel. Fantastic to hear that they're embracing the SDGs, and we're looking forward to working with them in the future. What I'll do is I'll just ask everyone to mute their microphones if you can at the moment, and Roland, we'll let you drop out of the session, and we'll kick off Health for Cities. So good evening, or good morning, and good evening, good afternoon to everyone around the world who's tuned in to join this session on health in cities. And I'm absolutely delighted to chair the first session of our SDG Champions Conference event that's on for the next 3 days. I'm joined by my colleagues and my friends and those who are making a difference around the world and having impact, particularly in the field of health and well-being. And let's start if we go to Australia, and we welcome Manuela Boyle. And perhaps, Manuela, you could give us a short introduction and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing, and particularly around the work in oncology. And we'll touch into that in the future as we progress this discussion as well. And then I'll go to Professor Crino, who's joining us in Maryland in the States, Professor Paul Barish in the US as well, and Dr. Charles Beatty, who's joining us from Uganda in Africa. So can we start with Manuela, please?
Yes, hi, good evening from Australia. Thank you so much for having me, Gareth, and hello to everyone. My name is Manuela Boyle. My background is in integrative and complementary medicine. I'm proud to say that very much so I'm a fan of personalized medicine, and the concept of personalized medicine is in fact aligned with the SDGs 2030 agenda, in that it sets out a vision for good health and well-being, and it promotes healthy lifestyle. So my team and I are very much focused on preventive measures, modern and efficient healthcare system for everyone. And our vision, of course, is based on involving with public engagement, health literacy, and of course this extends to vulnerable of our society, such as, for example, cancer patients who reach out really for wellness, for well-being, to get through their treatment in the best possible way with evidence-based, of course, medicine. So that's my passion. That's what I do for a living. And of course, I'm very pleased, like I said, to be here and to share some of my experience and to listen to my colleagues. So thank you, Gareth.
Thanks a million, Manuela, and we're really looking forward to getting into this conversation. And we'll be touching on COVID as well, and we'll look at how